Oren Blitzblau lost both eyes to a suicide bomber, but that didn't stop him. Oren has big faith in small steps. He went on to run an Ironman blind, and he broke the world record for the fastest sightless triathlete. What inspired him? What was in his head? Let's find out. In January 2005, he was an intelligence officer in the Armored Brigade 188, and we were posted in Gaza Strip. Oren got information on a suspect intending to pass Gaza Strip, a strait from the northern parts to the southern part of the Gaza Strip. And we had the opportunity to catch him on one of the main junctions. Unfortunately, the arrest failed and Oren was severely injured. He was a major these days, and we work with the Secret Service with the Shin Bet. Unfortunately, Odette Sharon was killed immediately and he was severely injured. The glasses that they're always wearing broke into his eyes due to the blast from the suicide bomber was wearing a ceramic vest, which actually saved Oren's life, but broke his ribs into his lungs. And it was all burned his hands, his legs, etc. And he woke up after 3 days in intensive care and he realized he doesn't see. This is like in 3 minutes, 17 years backward. Oren was 29 and was married only for 15 months. Host, Jennifer Weissman, 0203. He lost one eye in the injury, and the nurse in intensive care told him he was severely injured in the eyes. He asked her in both eyes, and she said, "No, and your right eye is gone, but there's a slight chance he will see in your left eye." For several years, he had a fraction of sight in the left eye. He could see light. However, 5 years ago, Oren lost. The clinical definition is called NLP. It's called no light perception, and Oren wears 2 prosthetic eyes right. Oren was in the intelligence corps. His last 4 years were in the elite unit 8,200, the cyber unit. He was totally blind in the army. When Oren was in conscience, he spoke to my wife and told her, "Give me 2, 3 months and I'm going back to active duty." So it didn't take 3 months, it took 8 months. He realized wanted to go back to active service because, in his point of view, as a person who has a degree in political science and national security, Oren realized that he was letting this terror organization change his life. It's their biggest win. The fact that Oren went back to do the same things he had done before he was injured was his biggest win, and he didn't change his career. This is the first step, but going back to Oren's first love sport wasn't so easy due to the burns and the blast injuries, so it took almost 2 years. Oren has big faith in small steps, started with 1 key running. That's it. And then 2Ks and 3Ks. When he was able to go into the water to the swimming pool side, it's like 100 meters, 200 meters. Then Oren started cycling on a tandem bike, and it was fun. It was fun, but he got bored really fast, like cycling in the park wasn't so fun. So he and a partner went out on the road, like with the big teams, and then not alone. Because, cycling in Israel alone, it's quite dangerous. And then one of the days he was training at our veterans' house, a friend told Oren, there is a para-triathlon. It's a triathlon for blind people with 1 guy in all 3 events. Swimming, cycling, running. Oren said, sounds nice. I was 3rd in the European Championship, and he was growing and developing. And the end of the road, like in August 2018, Oren completed the Ironman, a distance in Sweden, and he had a great day. He doesn't know how, but Oren broke the world record for the blind. Paratriathlon is sprinting. It's 750 meters swimming, 20 kilometers cycling, and 5K is running. This is the prior triathlon distance. It's only like a 65 and 60 minutes race. It's very short, it's very intensive, but very short. It was his first goal. Most people think that triathlon is only the long distance like the Ironman distances, but then this is a sprint triathlon. It's 700 meters swimming, 20 kilometers cycling on a tandem bike, and a 5K running at the end of the rope. And this was Oren's first race. He achieved better and better results. Then Oren went to the Olympic distances. Olympic distances are twice that. 1,500 meters swimming, 40 kilometers cycling, and 10 kilometers running. but the Olympic-Paralympic distance is a short and intensive sprint triathlon. Oren swims, cycles, and runs with a guide. He's holding a tether, and the guide is actually 20 centimeters, 50 centimeters behind me. The guide is not allowed to pull Oren, and he's not allowed to push him. He's only giving Oren the directions. He's only allowed to touch him on turns. This is the way you compete as a blind person. Life shifted dramatically. Oren's state of mind is he doesn't like dealing in what-ifs. Dealing in what-ifs, it's a waste of time, energy, and frustrations. The reason he's not dealing with it's not because of his PTSD. Thinking in negative ways is really not useful. Oren says he thinks it's a waste of time. Oren's philosophy of his new life. It's all a matter of decision. Actually, if you open a dictionary and look up truth, the translation of the word decision in Latin is a time to cut. It's all a matter of decision. When you are making a decision, you are cutting a thing and there won't be any change in your life. It's a matter of decision. It's a matter of choice. It's in your control or not in your control. It's a matter of hard work, and only then you will be able to achieve your goals. People usually have more dreams than reality. Oren doesn't think it's a bad thing to dream about your goals. At the same time, you have to realize that you will be able to achieve them only by working hard. Not everybody is super talented. Not everybody is Tom Brady or Michael Phelps. Most of us are not. The people are not really realizing that is a big frustration, and this is my main objective in my talks with children. Oren speaks to hymns in school, and he tells kids, even though you are severely injured, there are things you can do, and there are things you cannot do. Oren says, I am blind and cannot be a sniper. You have to deal with what there is here and now. How can you control it? Let's make it the best of it. Blinded by a terrorist, he became a world record. Ironman blinded by a terrorist. He became a world record Ironman blinded by a terrorist. He became a world record Ironman blinded by a terrorist. Oren became a world record Ironman. Grit, drive, hard work. Let's remember what Oren taught us. He big faith in small steps.